Avengers, Tech on number 2 preview. After the Avengers and the rest of Earth's mightiest heroes lost their powers, Iron Man saved Wolverine with an armor that effectively serves as his new healing factor. In a new preview for Tech on Avengers number 2, Wolverine is back in action despite nearly dying after his healing factor was taken away from him. The reason he's still alive? Iron Man gave Logan a $1 billion armor that's keeping him put together as his body fights back. Wolverine's healing factor is an integral power for the hero, as his near immortality means he has rarely ever died. However, in the first issue of Tech on Avengers, the Red Skull used the remaining remnants of the shattered Infinity Stones to take away the powers of every hero on Earth. As a result, Captain America reverted to his tiny Steve form, Spider-Man's spider sense disappeared, and worst of all, Wolverine's adamantium bones began to kill him. Official descriptions for Avengers, Tech on number 2. The Avengers encounter Venom in Yokohama, but he's supersized, supercharged and out of control. Can Tony Stark's untested Daihatsu mode upgrade turn the tide, or is this the beginning of the end? Avengers, Tech on Avengers is a Sentai-inspired action-adventure series produced in partnership with Bandai Namco of Japan, written by Jim Zub and illustrated by Jeff Chumba Cruz. Darkhold Alpha Preview. In a story that will delight and terrify, the infamous Darkhold text has resurfaced, and the Scarlet Witch is the only hero who can prevent the dreadful havoc it's set to unleash, reads Marvel's description of Darkhold Alpha number 1. For hundreds of years, scholars and heroes alike have searched for the Darkhold, aka the Book of the Damned, written by the elder god Thun. Now Doctor Doom, one of the greatest sorcerers in the multiverse, has found it, and Thun has found him. To save them all, the Scarlet Witch recruits a group of the world's greatest heroes, Iron Man, Wasp, Black Bolt, Blade, and Spider-Man. But in order to enter Thun's dimension and fight him, the heroes must rid from the legendary Darkhold, which drives them utterly insane. Together, they'll have to confront their inner darkness to overcome of the most powerful mystical threats the Marvel Universe has ever faced. We're paying homage to the original Darkhold lore, which is to say the Darkhold that's menaced the Marvel Universe for years has long been said to be a copy of a copy, written on parchment, where the original was written on the flesh of a god, Orlando told Sci-Fi Wire. In Darkhold, the true, original, primal Darkhold is uncovered, and we find out very quickly that the reason the Darkhold we've known has been copied and recopied was for our protection. The powers within this initial version, penned by the Elder Gods, are enough to drive a mortal mad. Demon Days Rising Storm number 1. Another installment in Peach Momoko's Demon Days saga arrives this December. Demon Days Rising Storm number 1 will be the 4th issue in this quarterly series written and drawn by Momoko as she blends Japanese folklore with the Marvel Comics mythos for a new vision of the Marvel Universe. Continuing the story of Mariko Yashida, Demon Days Rising Storm will also introduce Momoko's take on Storm and Thor. According to Marvel, Mariko has encountered strange and terrible creatures during her continuing journey through Kirisaki Mountain's mysterious forest, but now she's going to come face to face with literal gods, meaning Ororo and Thor. Also arriving in December will be Demon Days X-Men Creators Cut. A special edition of the first Demon Days saga entry will be presented in black and white with a brand new Peach Momoko cover. Demon Days X-Men Creators Cut number 1 will also include layouts, pencils, character designs and unused art. Preview Daredevil number 34. In a new preview for Marvel Comics Daredevil, Matt Murdock is planning a very violent response to a major corruption of justice. While Daredevil has been doing time for second-degree manslaughter, he's been investigating his prison and its warden, working with the FBI to seek out suspected illicit activities in order to commute his sentence. However, Daredevil's recent discovery of secret labs underneath the prison has resulted in a large change in Murdock's perspective, leading to Daredevil orchestrating a violent takeover of the prison itself, having become completely fed up with defending the corrupted systems of the law. In prior issues, Matt Murdock has undergone a paradigm shift with how he views the American prison system. While he had thought that he could make a point to his city by going to prison, the idea being that even he should be held accountable when he commits a crime, he soon realizes that the act of choosing to go to prison prohibits him from being on the same level as his fellow inmates, many of whom were wrongly convicted and had no choice at all. Not only that, but it was quickly made apparent that the warden was on the Kingpin's payroll, sending several inmates to poison and stab Daredevil on his orders. More recently, Murdock has found the prison's secret labs where specific inmates are being tested on for a very dark purpose. Now, the preview for Daredevil number 34 from Chip Zdarsky and Stefano Landini reveals the shocking discovery Matt made before the labs exploded in the previous issue. Apparently, the labs were working on a drug called Resid, which made its subjects more antisocial and aggressive. Used on the inmates up for release back into society, the drug infects others in the inmates' neighborhoods before eventually wearing off, ensuring a greater likelihood of those same inmates returning to prison along with any they came into contact with. Being a corrupt concept purely based on the desire for greater financial gain, Murdock is naturally angry and fed up with the gross corruption of the law. However, Daredevil himself has been infected by the drug, which is what has led to his prison takeover, promising more violence to come.